In the remote and unforgiving Canadian wilderness, where the wind howls like a hungry wolf, on the desolate shores of Anjikuni Lake, a place steeped in mystery and whispered legends, a small, tight-knit Inuit village once thrived, a beacon of life in an otherwise barren landscape, until one day it vanished without a trace, leaving behind only an unsettling emptiness. Not a single person remained, men, women, children, all gone. The entire community, a vibrant tapestry of human life, simply disappeared into thin air, leaving behind a chilling enigma. It was November 1930, a time of hardship and uncertainty. The world was largely distracted by its own troubles, grappling with economic collapse and looming shadows of global unrest. But here, in this isolated corner of the world, a chilling mystery was born, a riddle wrapped in ice and snow. The first to discover the unsettling truth of the empty village was Joe LaBelle, a figure etched in the annals of this strange tale. He was a seasoned fur trapper, a man intimately familiar with the harsh realities of the land and the resilient spirit of its people. Anjikuni was a regular stop for him, a familiar landmark in his solitary journeys. It was a place of warmth, camaraderie, and essential trade, a vital lifeline in the unforgiving wilderness. But as he approached the village on that fateful day, he sensed with growing unease that something was terribly wrong. No smoke curled from the chimneys, no laughter echoed through the streets, no barking dogs greeted his arrival, just an unnatural, unsettling silence that hung heavy in the air. He called out, his voice cracking in the frigid air, but only the mournful wind replied, whispering through the empty buildings. The village was frozen in time, a snapshot of life abruptly interrupted. Meals were left half-cooked on stoves, pots still simmering with the remnants of a forgotten dinner. Hunting rifles, essential for survival, leaned against walls, carelessly abandoned, and a silence so profound, so complete, it felt oppressive, suffocating the very soul. This wasn't a planned departure, not an organized evacuation. It was as if the very fabric of life had been torn, leaving everything suspended mid-motion, a haunting tableau of abandonment. LaBelle stood at the edge of a mystery, a chilling enigma that would forever haunt his waking hours and invade his dreams. The world soon learned of the inexplicable vanishing at Anjikuni Lake, the news spreading like wildfire through the newspapers and radio waves, and nothing would ever be the same, the event forever altering the perception of the remote and the unknown. What could possibly make an entire village, a thriving community, disappear overnight, leaving no trace behind? Theories would swirl for decades, a maelstrom of speculation and conjecture ranging from the plausible to the utterly bizarre. But the truth, like the depths of Anjikuni Lake itself, remained elusive, hidden beneath layers of mystery and unanswered questions. The silence of Anjikuni Lake became a legend, a chilling testament to the unknown, a ghost story whispered around campfires beneath the ethereal glow of the northern lights. It's a case that refuses to be forgotten, a persistent enigma that continues to captivate and confound, a puzzle with no solution, a riddle with no answer. The only certainty, the only undeniable truth, is that something extraordinary, something inexplicable happened here, in this remote and hauntingly beautiful place. And it all began with a silence, a deafening, all-consuming silence that swallowed an entire community, leaving behind only questions and the chilling echo of the unknown. Before the silence, Anjikuni Lake was alive, a close-knit Inuit community thriving against the odds. Families worked, played, and prepared for the long winter, their lives woven into the rhythms of the land. Children played by the frozen lake while inside meals simmered and bannock baked over open fires. There was no sign of fear, no hint of disaster, just the ordinary bustle of daily life. The evidence left behind told a story of sudden interruption, a half-mended parka, a child's toy in the snow, embers cooling in a fire. No panic, no struggle, just a village paused in mid-action. The people of Anjikuni were resourceful, deeply connected to their home. For them to vanish so completely, leaving everything behind, defied all logic. The normality of the scene made the mystery even more chilling. It was as if, in a single moment, the entire village was plucked from existence. Only the echoes of their lives remained, frozen in time. The last warmth of their fires faded, leaving only questions, and the haunting sense that something impossible had happened. When Joe LaBelle entered the village, he found a world abandoned in an instant. Every hut told the same story. Food left cooking, tools set aside, rifles, lifelines in the north left behind. The details were chilling. A half-repaired kayak, a child's coat waiting to be worn. No tracks led away from the village, The snow was undisturbed save for LaBelle's own footprints. It was as if the people had simply evaporated. The village, once home to 30 men, women and children, was now empty. The most heartbreaking discovery was at the edge of the settlement, the sled dogs tied up and starved, frozen in the snow. For the Inuit, dogs were essential for survival. To abandon them was unthinkable. This wasn't a planned migration or a panicked escape. It was a violation of every rule of life in the north. LaBelle realized he had stumbled upon something beyond understanding. No sign of struggle, no sign of life. Just a village without a soul. The silence was absolute, the mystery complete. What force could erase an entire community so completely? The answer seemed as unreachable as the vanished villagers themselves. Only the empty huts and the frozen dogs remained to tell the tale. Terrified, gripped by an overwhelming sense of dread, LaBelle fled the village, driven by an instinct he couldn't ignore. He raced against the biting wind to the nearest telegraph office, a beacon of hope in the desolate landscape, sending a desperate, urgent message to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, pleading for intervention. The RCMP responded quickly, recognizing the gravity of the situation, dispatching a constable accompanied by a seasoned local guide familiar with the harsh terrain, to investigate the unsettling claims. The journey was grueling, a relentless test of endurance against the unforgiving elements, but when they finally arrived, exhausted and weary, they found the village exactly as LaBelle had described, a chilling confirmation of his frantic report. Silent, utterly abandoned, and utterly inexplicable. The official search confirmed the bizarre details. A scene frozen in time, food left on tables, rifles leaning against walls, unfinished tasks scattered about, and the dead dogs a grim testament to a sudden, unexplained event. But the Mounties found something even more disturbing, something that defied any rational explanation. The village burial ground, a sacred place, had been desecrated, violated in the most profound way. Several graves were opened, the bodies missing, vanished without a trace. A violation unthinkable, a sacrilege beyond comprehension in Inuit culture, a culture deeply respectful of the dead. Who would disturb the dead in such a manner, and why commit such a heinous act? News of the vanishing spread quickly, carried by telegraph and word of mouth, turning the story into a national sensation, a mystery that captivated and terrified in equal measure. Families in nearby settlements were left in shock, grappling with the unfathomable disappearance. One day their relatives were there, sharing stories and laughter, the next, gone without a trace, leaving behind only empty chairs and unanswered questions. Fear rippled through the region, a chilling wave of uncertainty and dread. If it could happen at Anjikuni, could it happen anywhere? Could any community be safe from such a bizarre fate? The RCMP investigation, despite their best efforts, raised more questions than answers, deepening the mystery. The village was a frozen riddle, a haunting tableau of abandonment, its people erased as if they had never existed. The silence of Anjikuni Lake became a warning, a chilling reminder of the unknown, echoing across the vast, unforgiving north, a whisper of something sinister. The first knock of fear had sounded, a chilling prelude to the unknown, and it would never quite fade, lingering in the collective memory, a dark stain on the vast landscape. The mystery was now bigger than any one man, any one village. It belonged to the world, a puzzle that continues to baffle and intrigue, a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. With no answers, speculation ran wild. Some believed the villagers migrated, driven by hunger or hardship, but why leave behind rifles, food, and dogs? The scene didn't fit a planned departure. Others suggested foul play, a rival group or marauders, but there were no signs of violence, no bodies, no struggle. Theories turned to the supernatural. Local legends spoke of spirits, the Wendigo, or even alien abduction. Reports of strange lights in the sky fueled the wildest ideas. The lack of evidence made every theory seem possible, yet none fit the facts. The mystery deepened, each explanation raising more questions. The disappearance of the Anjikuni villagers became a canvas for fear and imagination. Was it a natural disaster, a crime, or something beyond human understanding? The truth remained as elusive as the vanished people. Theories multiplied, but the silence endured. The story of Anjikuni Lake lived on, whispered in hushed tones around campfires, a chilling tale passed down through generations. Not in official reports meticulously filed away, but in the voices of those left behind, the echoes of a community shattered. An RCMP corporal tasked with investigating the inexplicable described the case as something else. A disappearance with no tracks, no clues, no sign of struggle, just emptiness, a void where a vibrant community once thrived. Families of the missing waited for years, their hope slowly fading with each passing season, hoping against hope that their loved ones would return, that the silence would be broken. "The land does not just take people like that," one elder said, his voice heavy with ancient wisdom. "Not all of them, not without a reason," he added, hinting at forces beyond human comprehension. Joe LaBelle, haunted by what he saw, by the unsettling stillness and the inexplicable absence, retold the story for decades, a constant reminder of the enigma of Anjikuni. "The silence was the worst part," he said, his voice trembling slightly even years later. "It was empty, like all the life had been sucked out of the air, a chilling testament to the unnatural stillness. The official reports were inconclusive, filled with bureaucratic language that failed to capture the true horror. But the human stories, passed down through generations, gave the mystery its enduring power. These voices, shocked, grieving, bewildered, a chorus of disbelief and sorrow, kept the legend alive, ensuring that the vanished villagers would never be forgotten. The case became more than an unsolved disappearance, a cold case file gathering dust in forgotten archives. It became a chilling piece of folklore, a cautionary tale whispered in the dark. The silence of Anjikuni Lake, a vast expanse of water reflecting the endless sky, was not just the absence of sound, but a palpable presence, a heavy weight in the air, but the echo of loss, a constant reminder of the lives that vanished without a trace. The mystery endured, defying explanation and resisting closure, passed from one generation to the next, a haunting legacy etched into the collective memory. The vanished villagers became ghosts in the northern night, their spirits forever bound to the land they once called home. Their story was a warning, a chilling reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the unknown, a riddle, wrapped in an enigma, shrouded in the silence of the Arctic wilderness, and a wound that never healed, a scar on the landscape of the human psyche. The voices from the void remind us that some questions have no answers, some mysteries are never meant to be solved, destined to remain forever beyond our grasp, only remembered, whispered, and forever pondered. The fate of the sled dogs remains one of the most disturbing clues. For the Inuit, dogs were essential, abandoning them was unthinkable. If the villagers had migrated, the dogs would have gone with them. If there was an attack, why leave the dogs to starve? Their slow, lonely deaths suggest a sudden, inexplicable disappearance. The dog's fate dismantles simple explanations. Some speculate that whatever took the villagers left the animals behind, untouched. In UFO stories, animals are often left as silent witnesses. The image of those loyal dogs waiting for masters who never returned is a haunting symbol of the mystery. Their howls faded into the silence, leaving only questions behind. Years later, new stories emerged. Strange lights, mysterious objects in the sky. Trappers and Mounties reported seeing a massive, shifting object hovering near Anjikuni Lake. RCMP files described unexplainable lights moving in impossible ways. Scorched rocks near the graves suggested an intense, unnatural heat. Some believed a craft had landed, taking the villagers with it. The official investigation closed with no answers, but the evidence didn't fit any ordinary explanation. Theories of alien abduction gained traction, fueled by eyewitness accounts and physical clues. The case became a full-blown paranormal enigma. The silence of Anjikuni Lake was now filled with cosmic possibilities. The truth remained out of reach, hidden in the northern sky. Nearly a century later, the mystery of Anjikuni Lake endures. Some call it a legend, others a hoax, but the core story persists. Modern researchers offer natural explanations, but none fit all the facts. Recent discoveries like a buried metallic object near the site have reignited speculation. Was it a natural disaster, a crime, or something from the stars? The silence of Anjikuni Lake still calls to us, a haunting reminder of the unknown. The trail is cold, but the questions linger. What do you believe happened to the lost people of Anjikuni Lake? The answer is still out there, waiting to be found.